Okay, you guys ready? Hey everybody, thanks for tuning in. This time we're going to open up something new.
Welcome to Poplaville, everybody!
Hey everybody, how are you? Thanks for tuning in. I got some helpers today. Who do we have here?
Ivy.
And?
Penny.
That's right, these are my granddaughters. So they're going to help me out because we got something in a box. And I don't know what it is. It was an early birthday present from my wife. So let's get to it. We're going to open it up and take a look. Okay, so here's what we're opening. You guys haven't got any idea what might be in here?
No.
How about you? What do you think's inside the box? You think it's train stuff?
Cardboard.
Cardboard?
I
No, there's
think
cardboard
what's in
outside
there-
of the box.
I think what's in there is a new store and a new train.
That'd be nice. Well, we'll see. So let's open it up. First of all, okay, so this is from Trains. I like purchasing from Trains. They don't sponsor me or anything, but I do like purchasing from them. So let's open up and see what we have. I had shown my wife a few things on their site that I have on my wish list. And so let's see what we got. I'm not going to look at the receipt because I want it to be a surprise also. Here, you guys want to help take out some of this paper?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
Ooh, a special box.
Yep, so we have another, oh, hang on, let's move this over here. We have a Lionel box. All right, let's get this one out of the way.
We got another box.
That's over there. All right, so what do we have?
I don't know.
Ooh, this is something good. I like this a lot, guys.
Yeah.
I'm not going to tell them what it is, but I'll show you. All right. I wanted one of these for a while. And I got this mainly for the grandkids. Give them something to play with when we're on the thing. That's why I put it on my wish list. So hopefully it's all intact and in good condition. Just very carefully pull it out. It's dusty. So this is, it's actually called the Pennsylvania Railroad Gantry Train. This one is with this is not a manual, it has the remote on it. And it looks to be fully intact. We're gonna cut away and take a minute. What do you think? We'll hook some electricity up and see if this thing works?
Yeah.
All right, we'll be right back. All right, so my helpers went home and I got the gantry train out and threw some power on it and it wasn't working properly. The main part wouldn't swivel and the hoist wouldn't bring the thing up and down. So I took it apart and it turns out they're kind of almost like little O-rings that are a drive unit. Were broken on it. So I went down to a local hobby shop, I got some new ones. I screwed up and I should have shown how I took it all apart. So rather than doing that, I'm going to end up showing you how I'm putting it all back together and obviously taking it apart so we reverse. So let's get started on that. Okay, so I decided to kind of slap it back together real fast. I think it'd be easier to show you how it comes apart than showing you just how to put it back together. So this is the little drive piece that raises the boom up and down. If you notice right there, there's a little screw hole. So this comes through the back, all the way through, and then you can see how it would line up. Let's get focus. How it would line up into that screw hole, and then you just tighten it back up. So obviously to take it out, the exact opposite. Just loosen it all the way out, and then it slides right out, There are tabs here and on the other side, and then a small tab right here on the back that goes in there. So you'd pull these ones out a little bit and then lift it up this way. That exposes this. And there are 4 screws. Well, 4 screws. 1, 2, 3, and the 4th screw. And then the whole assembly lifts straight out. You could disconnect the wires, or the control panel will fit up through the middle, and that's how you take it apart. All right, so now we have it apart. It's flipped over. These are the motors that run the different operations. Let's see. This one, I gotta remember. One of them runs the hoist, one of them runs the actual, I don't know what you call the top part. There's a technical name for it. The bunkhouse or controls, but that is the left and right swivel. So I already replaced the left and right swivel one. What had happened is inside, when I get it apart, I'll show you, there is a little O-ring that drives it. Well, as you can see, this one broke. Well, I'm 90% sure that the one for the hoist is also broken, because you can hear the motor turning, but nothing happens. So I am going to show you how to get that motor off and how to replace it. All right, so the motor that I'm going to be taking off is actually this bottom motor, and it's pretty simple. We have 2 screws that are going to come out, and then the motor will actually just slip right out, and then we have to crack the motor, which is this plastic piece. Now, obviously I'm doing this one down here, but this plastic piece, which is kind of a pain to open up, but once you open it up, you can access that wire. We're going to show you how to do that in just a minute. Okay, so I'm really hoping you got enough light to see everything here. We're going to be pulling out this bottom motor, basically assembly. As I pointed out earlier, you got, let's see if we can get some light on this. We got 2 screws that are here and here. We're going to start by removing those. It's just 2 simple screws here. And our first one is out. So let's go over here. And the second one. Now once again, I really hope that they, I don't have a professional, filming studio here with proper lighting. I've got it lit so it's a little bit easier for me to see than for you to see, probably. But we got those 2 screws out. Now, if you wanted to, you could, hit these with the soldering iron, disconnect those wires and stuff. I try to stay away from doing some of that stuff. So right here, this is the drive, and it's a square pin. And on the inside, you can see that's where that drive pin goes. This is really, wow, it's 30. So the problem is inside of here. So now the way this is connected is, I'm gonna try and get this up close so you can see. Let me clean some of this dust off of here. So there are tabs. How can I do this here? There we go. So there's little tabs right here, and there's a one on the back side. The trick is you got to push these down and push them back through. And I did this rather easily with the first one, using some very small little flatheads, and I'm going to push that back down. And as I say, hopefully I can do this nice and smoothly. That's a combination of two different little screwdrivers. The other one I got off rather easily. I was kind of surprised at how well it went. The trick is to just get enough little gap in here. You can pry the second one in there. Yeah, the first one, I'll tell you, was so much easier than this one. I might just end up stopping the video and taking this off and kind of try to explain to you how I did it afterwards, because this might take a minute or two. Yeah, so we're going to take a pause on the video. Once I get it out, I'm going to explain to you how I did it. Okay, so I finally got it out. Like I say, this was not easy. I had to put one of these very small little drivers in there, push that out. Once you get that in, then there's two pins in here that you have to very carefully slide out. And once you get it out, and then bingo. All right, so that's our inside. Let's hang on, take a quick stop here. I'm going to give you a closer view of this. Okay, so that's the way the drive is, and as you can see, I'm trying to figure out a way that I can do this and hold it all and show it to you again. Okay, so hopefully you can see all this really well. Everything's black on black, so it's hard to see. But you have a small drive here that comes off the motor onto this bigger wheel. This is the problem. This little O-ring is broken. And I've seen this kind of common. I actually was going to buy one that was almost brand new from a local hobby shop, and I asked them to test it, and the motor, you could hear it running, but nothing was happening. And at that point, I didn't know what the issue was. I bought this one as a used item that was almost $100 cheaper, and decided, you know what, screw it. I'm going to open it up and see what's happening here. And that's the problem. It's a real simple problem. So I was able to pick this up. Hopefully you can, if you want to take a quick shot of that, this is what you need to fix this problem. It is a number 26 O-ring, and it's got a whole bunch. 1/3 dash or 1-3 splash. So here, that's it. You can screenshot it if that's the part you need. And so we're gonna fix it. It's real simple. Taking this piece off. There's our new one. And then it's pretty simple. You just put it in there. Slide it through. It does have, what's kind of neat is there's a little notch in the wheel to help you get it around. So it's right there. So now we have the new drive band, drive wheel, whatever you want to call that, in. And then we were going to take our piece that we popped off, put it back in through that side, make sure those little pins, as you can see, hopefully we can do this right. There's two tiny little pins right there. The holes are where the screws would go through. So we're going to put those in. Now, the pieces that I was talking about that you have to bend out, these little tabs, is, hopefully you can see, they're really bent out a lot. That's why it's hard to get those back. You know, this thing was not designed to be taken apart. Of course, Lionel wants you to buy the whole new part. As old as this particular unit is, you can't get that part anymore. So even getting it back in is tough. I found that I need to use my little curved needle lows here to get them back into these slots. If you get one in right away, get that other one to bend over. Come on, baby. There again, the first one was a lot easier when I did this for the other side. I'm going to make sure that this all fits in just right. There we go. So there we go. It's back in. So now we're going to take our unit, line it back up to where our screw holes are going to line up on the other side, which it goes this way, like so. I kind of got my wires a little tumbled around here. And then we have to line up our drive pin right here. Slide that back in. Make sure our screw holes line up. I'm gonna flip this baby back over. Get her lined up. And screw number 1 is going in. There you go, in you go. You can thread, there you go, you're starting. No, you're not. Okay, you're gonna be stubborn on me. Let's try the outside one first. You know, as we get older, it's harder and harder to do these little simple things. We get our shaky hands. You don't want it to go into where it's gonna start stripping. I think we got it. And are we there? Almost. Let's see. There we go, nice and smooth, going in. So I'm looking down here. I don't know if you guys can see. Now you probably can't, but something fell out. Right there. It's a little washer. Trying to figure out where that came from. I think it might have been a washer that goes in here. I know you purists would say, oh no, figure out where it goes. Figure out where it goes. I've built lots of stuff and put it back together and missed washers before. I'm sure it's still going to work properly. Alright, give it that extra little tight, that extra little tight. Okay, so there we go. As far as I know, I got it all in right. I'm going to take a little bit of time out here. I'm going to clean up some of this nasty dirt on this. And when I come back to you, we're going to start putting it back together after I give it a good cleaning. Okay, before I actually do the cleaning, I just want to show you it worked. As you can see, the hoist is going down. For some reason, it doesn't come back up. But the way this is set up, that once it goes all the way down, it will return back up. I need to fix the wiring. It got a little, or the string got a little tangled up when I was doing all this, so I'll fix that, and then we'll put it back together. Okay, so we got it all put back together, basically. Showed you me cleaning up. Throw those screws in there. And finally, we're gonna install the top piece, which is, you know, a control booth or whatever you want to call this. So I'm going back to, let's get some more light on you over here. Hopefully that's a little bit better. So there's a small little tab here, and then on the back of the trailer, you want to pop that one in, and then you have one on each side. Just kind of spread those out a little bit, and clip, it goes back in. Now, going back to what I was talking about with the boom arm, it goes into the back, straight in. And spin it around, and then we're just going to line up that. You got to raise the boom up to where it lines up. It's a little tricky sometimes. There we go. And as you tighten it up, back up to where it belongs, and you can adjust that, you know, of course. And then finally we're going to hook our magnet on, and we're going to hook our power back up. I'll bring it around this side. I don't want to spill that water on anything, do we? Okay, I'm going to hook my power up. I'm over here connecting my ground. I just got my little test transformer here. Sorry about the off-camera stuff here. Okay, so now we are hooked up. Applying power. All right, step one. How about it? Back up a little bit. We're gonna do it. There we go. Okay. And how about that? Look at that. Here comes the big test. Does it work? Magnet on. How about that? We got ourselves a working gantry train. Fixed it. Those O-rings cost $6. I'm gonna release it. And there we go. All right, so there we go. Got it working. I'm gonna show you it in a little bit. We're gonna, I'll actually take it over on the track and kind of play around with it a little bit. You know, hopefully I was hoping to have this. There we go. Hopefully I was happy to have. Try this one more time. I was hoping to have this working so that my grandkids could play with it. So next time we're over, I'll have a short little video of them playing around with it. You know, the main reason that I really started this whole train layout thing, I had a real small little train track, and I figured, hey, I'm going to set this up and let the grandkids play with it. And of course, it's Grandpa that plays with it a lot more. But you know, when they come over, the first thing they say is, hey, can we go see the trains? Can we play with the trains? And over the last few months, it's been, oh, sorry, everything's torn apart. So I actually set up just a real simple little loop
that they can play around with as I'm working on the rest of this stuff, and you know, I'll show you that. So, but here it is. I mean, I got this gantry train. I keep on calling it a train. Gantry crane. I got it through Trains. They had a bunch of them. Because I'm cheap, I bought the cheapest one, and you know, I paid for it in the long run, but I had to fix it. Like I say, it only cost me $6. I got lucky that my hobby store had them. Now I know what pieces I need in the future. If you guys have an issue with one of your cranes, you know, if you're hitting that and you hear that motor running, but nothing's happening, I'm almost guaranteeing you this is your problem right here. And it's not that hard to fix. The hardest part is pulling that little casing on the motor apart. But yeah, this is guaranteed almost 99% of the time going to be your problem. I've seen it before, and this is the first time I decided I'm going to tackle it. So, all right, guys. So thanks for watching. I'm going to have a quick video showing you it on the layout that a little bit of layout that I have set up. I just threw a couple of my Menards buildings on there and made a quick little loop. Yeah, so let's go check it out over on the other side. Okay, so I gotta work on my accuracy a little bit. But there we go. Sure, it swings a lot. There we go, guys. So as you can see, it works. I'm going to show you a little bit else that I set up just for the kids. I have something for them to see, right? All right, guys, so that about does it for today. Thanks for viewing. And hey, Ivy, Penny, sorry you couldn't stay the whole time and watch the completion, but I can't wait for you to come over and start playing with it. All right, everybody, thanks for viewing. Hope you're subscribing. Hope you're liking. Choo-choo!